With the recent spike in dengue fever cases in neighbouring islands, the Environmental Health Division, through the Ministry of Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs, asked the public to make a concerted effort to reduce the adult mosquito presence on their premises. With the seasonal trend of dengue fever, it is imperative that we be proactive in prevention activities to protect ourselves and our families from dengue fever. The Vector Control Unit of the Environmental Health Division remains committed to the cause and is continuously working to improve conditions in an effort to eradicate the vector, the Aedes aegypti mosquito, thus interrupting the spread of dengue fever. House-to-house inspections remains a continual activity for the unit where officers visit premises, identify breeding grounds, and apply the necessary interventions. Combined actions assist with effectively controlling the mosquito population. This is why the department remains focused on community engagement activities. This year, in addition to scheduled activities, the Environmental Health Division held a community fair in the town of Soufrière, with another expected to occur in the Dengue Valley. We ask the public to look out for this activity and come out to support. Fogging operations to control the Aedes aegypti mosquito is another activity undertaken by the Environmental Health Division. However, fogging will only be effective if premises are monitored and breeding sites cleared by property owners. Remember, the mosquito life has 4 cycles. The eggs, the larva, and the pupa are aquatic and found in water containers, and the adults are active mostly at dusk and dawn. Interventions for each would be different. Fogging will not interrupt the aquatic stages, so it is important to empty or discard water-holding containers to prevent adults from finding a source to breed in. Our social media sites are regularly updated to ensure that information reminders and tips are readily available to the public on actions that they can take to reduce the breeding sites on their premises. To this end, it is important to note that in order to sustain our efforts, we require full cooperation from the public. Controlling vector-borne diseases requires a collaborative effort, meaning everyone needs to be on board. Therefore, a call to action is being made to all residents of the island. Be actively engaged in identifying and destroying mosquito breeding grounds, such as drums, tires, flower pots, and roof gutters, to name a few. Ensure that all domestic water storage containers are emptied regularly and scrubbed prior to refilling. Also ensure that stored water is properly covered to prevent access to the mosquitoes. Ensure that solid waste is properly stored and use the scheduled collection days for disposal. Adopt personal protective measures such as wearing long-sleeve clothing and use mosquito repellent, especially when outdoors. And be a part of efforts in your community getting rid of vectors such as the Aedes aegypti mosquito. Remember, it is imperative that we work on prevention while staying vigilant to identify and eradicate mosquito breeding sites. The Ministry of Health, Wellness and Elderly Affairs continues to work with you to rid our communities of the Aedes aegypti mosquito and, by extension, dengue fever.